Today's First Alert afternoon weather update is brought to you by Lockhart Roofing.
Good Thursday afternoon, everyone. Meteorologist Stone Shaver here, live from the First Alert Digital Desk, where we are always live Monday through Friday. I want to thank everyone for joining us here today. As always, you can catch us on Facebook, on our website, WNEM.com, or our Facebook again at WNEM TV5 News. If you head over there right now, you can actually send us any of your questions, and I'll try to answer them as we get through the stream. Obviously, we always try to keep it within our area. Sometimes we don't always look outside of our area when it comes to the weather. I can try my best to answer it, but sometimes it's a little difficult to answer your weather questions if maybe I haven't looked at your weather for today. But again, I want to thank everyone for joining me. We start off looking at a few of our cams, and right now we're looking at US 10, where you do have that cloud cover. But I think a good sign is that you might be starting to see some blue shine in between some of that cloud, maybe breaking up just a little bit. You'll still have a few more hours of cloud cover like you're seeing right now. As we look up to the north, I think it's a good sign of how we'll continue to stay over the next couple of hours. As we take a look at the Mackinac Bridge, we do see there is maybe more blue in the sky, but still looking at a good decent amount of cloud cover across that region. So if you get out and about today, you're going to see some sun at times, but you're definitely going to see more cloud cover that will start to break up a little bit later in the day. We look down to the south towards Detroit. It's a very similar sort of picture in the sky. Actually, maybe seeing some more blue there, just a little bit more, but not by very much. Still seeing that cloud cover, but it has been a pretty nice day across the state so far here on this Thursday. Now let's take a look at Sky Tracker. And what we see is you're not seeing any rain. I'm not going to count out maybe a quick drizzle, some mist under some of the heaviest cloud cover. But for a majority of the region, you are staying dry right now and just seeing that mixture of clouds and some sun. Maybe even seeing more sunshine as you move out towards areas like Clare and Mount Pleasant. If you're there right now, you may be seeing that sun, and that will continue to be the trend. It does look like we do start to clear off later this afternoon, probably around 5 to 6 p.m. We see less cloud cover in the sky, and that's going to end up giving you more sunshine as we get closer to sunset, and then maybe clear skies tonight, leading us into what looks to be a pretty nice afternoon and day for Friday. So if you're looking for nice days, even though it is on the cooler side for some, you're definitely getting that today and tomorrow. And again, we're speaking of it being a little bit cooler. Temperatures right now, they're mostly in the 70s or the 60s. We're looking at areas like Port Hope at 66. You have West Branch at 67, Holton Lake at 61 are some of our cooler areas. And then as you move to the south, you're not warming up that much more. 5 to 8 degrees in many locations. You have 73 in Saginaw, 73 in Flint right now. Lapeer leading the way at 75. So pretty far below average for this time of year. Our average temperature range sits right around, we'll say 83, 84 degrees. So some areas are as big as 20 degrees below average. Some other areas is about 10, but definitely a cooler day. I know I've talked to a few people that went outside and they were like, Stone, it's colder out today than what we've been seeing. And it's just, we had that cold front move in, we had a low pressure system, sets us up with a little bit cooler air. Now, does it last? No. If you're someone that enjoys those 80s, you're going to get that back. By mid next week, we'll be back into those maybe 90s. So we do have a warm outlook for next week. But for now, we hold on to the 70s. Dew points have also recovered today. We're still in the 60s. It still can feel that moisture in the air at times, especially if you live to the south-southeast, Saginaw, out to Lapeer, into Port Sanilac, into the Sanilac County area. Genesee County also shows dew points in those lower 60s, but much improved compared to what we had over the weekend and even what we had last week. Now, this doesn't last long. I have more details on that here in a little bit, but if you're up to the north, you're already starting to see more relief from those dew points sitting in the 50s, mid-50s, Holton Lake at 56, Clare at 58. Definitely an improvement for what we had really to start this week and over the weekend. Now looking at winds, they're mostly out of the north-northwest, sitting right around 5 to 15 miles per hour. So definitely a noticeable breeze at times today as you're getting out and about. So don't be surprised you do get a quick wind gust as you're going off to get some groceries or maybe hanging out with the family, going to get dinner after work. You're definitely going to see some winds, but nothing extreme. Shouldn't ruin your day. Just notice the flags blowing and the trees moving here on this Thursday. Now, highs for today, maybe a few more degrees to go. We see areas like Flint and Owasso in the upper 70s at 77 for both of them. Lapeer at 75, Saginaw at 74, and really the Tri-Cities will be pretty close. Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, 74, 75 degrees for our afternoon. So a few more degrees to go up to the north. You got areas like East Tawas at 68, West Branch at 66, and Houghton Lake at 64. So again, like I previously said, you still got a few more degrees to go today. Just a little bit on the cooler side, we can see average right around 83 degrees, so far below that number for today. Now, going to take a quick break. Once I come back from that break, I'm going to look at our drought monitor that updated this morning. There actually was some change, maybe for the better for some, and also just take a look at the next couple of days into our weekend and just much more on your future. Oh, my mic decided to mute. I apologize for that. That does happen. Thank you there for letting me know the mic didn't get unmuted, even though I did hit the button, so that happens sometimes. But drought monitor updated this morning. We did see some improvement through Midland County. It's sort of the south there into the Bay City area, but you're still holding on to severe drought. It hasn't totally gone away. I think the question for the next couple of weeks was how will yesterday's rain impact our drought monitor, because we did good rain. We have lots of reports of right around, we'd say, 2 inches for many areas. So we'll see how that impacts us. The one not so nice thing is it sort of fell really quickly, and that sometimes doesn't help what we see in our drought monitor because it just falls too quickly. We sort of need long-term rain, but I do think there's going to be some areas that see some improvement from the drought as we get probably next week's update and the week after that. Now, in terms of areas getting worse for the drought, we did see some areas out to the west. So if you have family members out there towards Grand Rapids, Sand Lake, even south of Grand Rapids, you've probably been hearing about how dry they are. They've been about, I think, 1 inch to 2 inches behind what they should be for this time of year. So that definitely is causing some drought development in those areas out to the west. And even Big Rapids, Ionia, Muskegon have now been pushed into that abnormally dry. So we'll see how things update. Again, we've had rain here over the last couple of days that maybe could improve what we see for the drought monitor coming up over the next couple of days. When we look at our lows for tonight, and what we see is you do get some cooler temperatures to the north. If you looked out to the west over the last couple of days, we had areas in the Dakotas, and into Idaho and Montana, and even into Minnesota that their lows last night were into the 30s, and upper 30s, lower 40s. So hopefully we can stay a little bit warmer than that. It does look like that, but there are some areas to the north, West Branch and Houghton Lake at 46. You got 50s as you move down to the south, Saginaw 57, Flint at 55. So one of the cooler nights we've had over the last couple of weeks, even maybe the last month or so. So definitely going to be feeling it if you're going to be outdoors tonight. But luckily not as cold as what areas to the west of us had. Like I said, the Dakotas, I've seen some lows in the upper 30s, 38, 39, so definitely on the cooler side. As we get through your Friday, you definitely look to hold on to a cooler day. It's still sitting in the 70s. It's a little warmer to the north. You've got areas like, again, West Branch and Houghton Lake at 75 to 77. So that could be a 10-degree improvement for what you have today. And then areas to the south, you're definitely holding on to what we similar to what we have today in those mid to upper 70s. So we'll hold on to below average temperatures for Friday. Now as we get into the weekend, we continue to hold on to those 70s and lower 80s. Saturday, there is a rain chance that is starting to show up right now about mid-afternoon. Now, there is some models suggesting that could be in the morning. So we'll see how that develops. Does look like it should be just rain, maybe a few rumbles of thunder. Doesn't appear to be anything severe right now, but we'll keep an eye on it. We're on the cooler side, so that ends up helping us lower that severe weather chance. Can't count out gusty conditions as we get through Saturday. Then Sunday, partly to mostly sunny skies, temperatures mid to upper 70s. Can't count out a few lower 80s. And both days see calmer winds. A southwest wind on Saturday at 5 to 15, and then a northeast wind on Sunday at 5 to 15. Now, I know this has been a big talking point for a lot of people because we've been humid over the last couple of weeks, and we do see improvement through the rest of our afternoon. By 5 p.m., many areas in the 50s, a few 40s to the north, so a lot drier in terms of dew points and humidity across the region. Then as we move into Friday, as you're waking up, our dew point's upper 40s. It actually is probably going to feel way drier than what we've been seeing with dew points, where our dew points have been in the lower 70s for some days, especially like this weekend on Saturday. We had dew points in the mid 70s in some areas, so a lot less sticky out there as you're getting out and about for our Friday. It's not long term though. By the weekend, again, we have some rain chances. It looks like we have some moisture starting to move in, and that's where we're going to see dew points return back into the upper 50s and lower 60s by about mid-morning on Saturday, and then into Saturday afternoon, dew points getting into those lower 70s. So definitely a stickier outlook, at least for Saturday and even for Sunday. We get some relief, but it's still sitting in the 50s and 60s a majority of the day. By the afternoon, though, looks like we'll drop back into the 40s. So if you're someone that's looking for drier conditions, less humid, you're definitely going to get that for Sunday, not so much for Saturday. When we look at our model here, hour by hour, what we can see is cloud cover does start to clear through 5 and 6 p.m. You'll see some sun. There's still going to be some clouds in the sky, but definitely a sunnier outlook. We'll have clear skies tonight into tomorrow morning. And then as we head through Friday, it looks to be another dry day, maybe an isolated cell wanting to be picked up by the model here north of the bay. I think that's a pretty small chance if you see anything through our Friday afternoon, but Can't count out a quick shower, but a majority of the region you're looking to stay dry for Friday, and that's for the whole day. Into the night, cloud cover starts to roll itself back in, and we'll see isolated rain chance possible early in the day, and then dry midday before we get those chances of showers and thunderstorms into your Saturday afternoon. Now, it's not going to be anything widespread. It's not going to be long-term rain. So if you have any plans for Saturday, I wouldn't cancel them quite yet. But it's enough you'll notice. It may make things damp if you are under an area that gets some rain. Right now, this weather model is showing that line of rain is setting up through really Sanilac County, Tuscola County, into the Tri-Cities area, and then towards Isabella. That could change, and our timings could be a little bit different. Every model, it shows a little bit different outlook for Saturday afternoon in terms of location and timing. But for right now, it does look like we do have that chance of isolated to scattered showers for Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening. And then by Sunday, outside of an isolated cell early in the day, we're talking 2-3 a.m., it does appear to be a drier day. 7-day forecast to end our stream for this Thursday is holding on to 70s for today and tomorrow. Again, a mix of 70s and 80s as we head through your weekend with that rain chance on Saturday. And then next week, you can see we start to see that warm up. We'll have 80s on Monday and Tuesday, but upper 80s on Tuesday. By Wednesday, we're holding back into the lower 90s. So definitely the warmest sort of time period for the next 7 days is going to be mid to the end of next week. In terms of rain, we are keeping rain chances away for now, but there has been some signals. We'll just give you a quick heads up. There has been some signals into mid next week. We could start to see some more showers and even some thunderstorms. Right now, it's a small chance, but I do think it's there. We'll see how things evolve throughout today into tomorrow. Those long-term models, again, could start to show some image of rain chances Tuesday into Wednesday. You've probably been, if you're on social media, you're connected to the weather world across the country, you've probably been hearing about the Ring of Fire setting up. It's just a ridging lineup in our atmosphere that is going to bring in some warmer air, but also can produce thunderstorms that sort of travel on the outside of that ridge. So if that sets up just right, we could end up seeing some of those showers by Wednesday. And obviously we do see those warmer temperatures with 80s and 90s as we get through the midweek. But still some questions to be answered. We'll have more answers on our website. You head over to WNEM.com/weather. We always have updated forecasts for you there. And over the next couple of days, we'll have details as we head into next week, whether that's on higher temperatures or a storm chance if models do start to pick up on that. But for now, we're keeping it off our 7-day, and we'll definitely keep you up to date on that. We'll keep you up to date always here at the First Alert Digital Desk, Monday through Friday. If you miss any of our streams, they're always on YouTube or on Facebook. You can catch our replays on there. And again, thank you for everyone for joining us here on this Thursday. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your afternoon. Get to enjoy a cooler day for someone that's been looking out for that. And we'll get to enjoy another cooler day for tomorrow. We'll take a look at downtown Detroit once again as we end the stream. And I hope, again, everyone has a good rest of your
Thank you for joining us. Today's stream has been brought to you by Lockhart Roofing.